I'm gonna try something different. This Polyseamseal. Now, you see how I'm running it? As I'm running it, I'm gonna run my finger back over it. Well, wet because this stuff is thick, and you just run it, clean it up a little bit. Hey guys, in today's DIY video here, I'm gonna show you how to caulk the molding here. Over the years, I caulked it several times, about every 2 years, and you see the gap comes back. So this year, I'm gonna try something different. This Polyseamseal. It has silicone and acrylic together. So what Polyseamseal does, it bonds. It will bond to the wood and to anything that's porous. So in the past, I was using this acrylic, and what that does, it's very wobbly, and the shrinkage, it shrinks really quick, really high shrinkage. So you put that on, and in a year or two, you're gonna have to reseal it. So I recommend getting this Polyseamseal, and I'm gonna try to use that. A couple tips: when you do apply this stuff on, have a wet rag, so when you drop it or whatever, or when you need to run it with your fingers, you just wipe it with a rag. So let me get started here. First thing you gotta do, of course, cut this 45 degrees, right? And this is already cut. And you go up there, just be careful, right? And you wanna run to like this here. You want that 45. Let me get this here off my fingers, and you see why I recommend getting a rag. But you want the 45 to lay flat. Like, let's say this is 45 right here, like my finger. You want to run it like that against that, okay? So again, this is Polyseamseal. It's has less shrinkage, so it's gonna last longer, and has silicone built in. Silicone basically is for metal. It bonds to metal and anything like glass. So with a mixture of this and acrylic, it's gonna be really good for this molding here. So I'm gonna run it here, squeeze it a little bit, just run it, and you can see where it comes out. You see how I'm running it? Can you see it? You probably want to get this side of it. See, I'm running it and run it. As I'm running it, I'm just kind of put my finger there, and then I'm gonna run my finger back over it. You get that smooth, you see that? That's smooth. And this stuff is a lot thicker than the acrylic. You can just feel it. And you just run it like that. And it's coming off, oozing off my finger here. But you see, you can wipe a little bit here, just gently. Get that a little wet because this stuff is thick, and you just run it, clean it up a little bit. And voila, that's it. Really easy, really simple. Again, I was using acrylic caulk, and that stuff you can see just dries up and crack in a year or two. This stuff is gonna last a little longer. And I'm gonna run it once more time. You want it smooth, and you don't want it too overlapping like the sealing or the molding, because you can see the color change, right? But yeah, other than that, that's all to it, guys. I figured I'd share something I learned. I started using this stuff actually this year, and it's so much better around the sink and everything. So I recommend spending a little bit more money. Yes, if you're doing a bigger project, it might be a little bit cheaper to use acrylic caulk, but this is the way to go. Use Polyseamseal for most of your project. Okay, guys?